ओके सो हॅलो एव्हरीवन व्हॉट्सअप आणि वी आर बॅक विथ अनदर पॉडकास्ट. यावेळेसचा विषय खूपच वेगळा असणार आहे कारण आर्किओलॉजी या संदर्भात आपण बोलणार आहोत. आय हॅव दिस गॉर्जियस लुकिंग गर्ल सिटिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी जी हू अस्पायर्स टू बी अ सायकोलॉजिस्ट आर्किओलॉजिस्ट सॉरी. तर आपण त्यासोबत एक छोटू पॉडकास्ट करणार आहोत ज्याच्यामध्ये आपण आर्किओलॉजी संदर्भात खूप नवीन गोष्टी शोधू आणि जाणून घेऊ. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड अँड बिफोर वी डाईव्ह इन टू दिस chatting thing, this podcasting. मला फक्त सांगायला आवडेल की what exactly is archaeology? I don't know many things about it, but एक basic structure त्याचं झालं तर study of the human past using material remains. आणि archaeologists use artifacts and features to learn how people lived in specific times and places. So let's get started. पहिला प्रश्न विचारते समृद्धीला की why this field? Why did you choose archaeology?
Okay. So जेव्हा मी स्कूलमध्ये होती, like basically sixth standard. So we had SSC as a subject, right? But in sixth standard was divided into history and geography. So when you just introduced to history, they taught you about all those civilization of the world, different civilizations like Harappan civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, there are Chinese civilizations, एकदम जुने, and Egyptian, that was my favorite. So they taught you about all these civilizations, and I just always found it so fascinating. And I mean, it's like really, really old, like 2000 years या आधी. आणि एवढं सगळं त्यांनी डिस्कवर केलंय. And I was just like, wow, how do people even do this? And history was never boring to me. Many people, I don't know, they find it boring, but it was never boring for me. I just love history. And the fact that there's so much history of the world that is not known to us, that makes it even more interesting for me.
Super. And what, according to you, is archaeology? What is your definition for archaeology?
I would say archaeology, it's not only the digging up part, it is also all the research work that goes toward it. Like when you discover something, it has to be handled with care because it's obviously years old, it's very delicate. So the research part as well as the digging up part, both of it combined makes up archaeology. It's not very different from history because you obviously need to know the history of what you are trying to find before you start digging up. So the two are not very different. They're like interdependent basically.
ओके. आणि तू डिगिंग अप एक्सकॅव्हेशन बद्दल आपण आता बोलू तर वी द नॉर्मल पीपल द नॉन आर्किओलॉजिस्ट मी जेव्हा मूवीज मध्ये वगैरे बघते तर ते फक्त एक्सकॅव्हेशन किंवा तेच डेपिक्ट केलं जातं. आर्किओलॉजिस्ट जेव्हा माझ्या डोक्यात येतं तेव्हा द फर्स्ट थिंग इज एक्सकॅव्हेशन. बट इज देयर समथिंग मोर? अजून काय काय असतं आर्किओलॉजी मध्ये अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्सकॅव्हेशन?
So excavation is म्हणजे फर्स्ट पार्ट तर तेच आलं. पण जेव्हा एक्सकवेट करतो आणि आपल्याला असं काय सापडतं, like even the basic ground where you're digging, you have to take up soil samples and you have to study it because soil has chemicals and how the chemicals affect the artifact. And when you clean the artifact, you have to study like what material is this made of. Like खूप ancient times मध्ये bricks was used to make buildings, burnt bricks, like baked bricks and all, and clay. So the study of the very material of which the artifact is made of, that is also very important. And ह्या सगळ्यांची माहिती आपल्याला असायला हवी. तर त्याच्यासाठी खूप अभ्यास करायला लागतो, खूप रिसर्च करायला लागतो. And archaeology is not just like apart from the excavation, it is also museology. I don't know if you've heard of it, but people who work in museums. Archaeology is also related to that because when you study archaeology, you also study about you basically get a crash course of how to be a museum. The museum tour and all that, that kind of a person. You also are a part of that when you learn archaeology. Many jobs are in that field, museums now, and some other.
सुपर. आणि एक थोडा सिली क्वेश्चन आहे की जर मला मी खूप फॅसिनेट झाले या सगळ्या गोष्टीमधून आणि मी जर काही ऍज अ चाइल्ड जेव्हा लहान मुलं आपण काहीतरी डिग करतो आणि मला जर काहीतरी सापडलं तर त्याला कसं हँडल करायचं किंवा जर मला असं वाटतं की नो दिस इज रिअली कूल काहीतरी मला सापडले सो
I mean, okay, first you find something, you think it could be something great. So maybe you could show it to like a teacher, like your school teacher. You could try a college professor because college professors are like really, really brainy and smart and they're like very well educated. So you could try showing it to like a professor. And suppose what you find is actually something, it could be the next big thing. So, professors, they have this whole other professors from different colleges, they have all this connections. So maybe the professor can show it to his colleagues, and if it's actually some valid thing, then there is like a archaeology department of India, archaeological service of India. So they can bring it up to them, and then they will conduct a whole survey, and it could be a big hit.
ग्रेट 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 तू बोललीस की हिस्ट्री वाय डू पीपल फाइंड हिस्ट्री सो बोरिंग किंवा असं तर जनरली काही लोकांचा ॲटिट्यूड असेल की शिट वी डोंट केअर अबाउट हिस्ट्री और आर्किओलॉजी सो वाय शुड वी केअर मतलब वाय इज इट सो मिनिंगफुल आणि त्याच्यामधून आपल्याला नक्की काय इन्साइट्स मिळू शकतात जेणेकरून आपल्याला खरंच फोकस केलं पाहिजे शाळेत जेव्हा आपण होतो हिस्ट्रीवर किंवा या सगळ्या गोष्टी
I mean, knowing about the past is very important, I think. म्हणजे असं बोलतात ना, you should learn from your mistakes and all. That's technically, if you study the past, you'll see there were such great historic events which have influenced the world even today. Like, for example, World War घेतलं तर आपण First World War and Second World War बद्दल खूप माहिती आहे. So basically, all this information, because of the past World War, to prevent the Third World War, we studied the past, we noticed what mistakes were made, and now we are trying to rectify those. And by doing that, we are preventing, one more big thing. So basically, the study of past can help you to not repeat mistakes, I guess. And
nice.
I mean, apart from that, also you need to have a sense of your own past, like my country, like India. That's a past ever disaster diverse, you can say, because we had so many dynasties like before present day. There were Mauryan Empire, Gupta Empire, and बाहर से invasions होते. There was the whole Mughal dynasty, and then there was the Britishers. But basically, the study helps you to connect with your own roots of your own motherland. Does that make sense? Yeah. It helps you to, it connects you with your own roots. You know about your past. You know where you come from. It just
सुपर आणि एक शेवटचा प्रश्न द लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट की व्हॉट कॅन वी डू टू हेल्प यू पीपल टू हेल्प द आर्किओलॉजिस्ट
so forts and all, right? I'm sure कुठल्या तरी फोर्टला गेली असेल, like at a historical preserve site. तर जर तू असं बघितलं असेल तर खूप सारे वॉल्स डॅमेज असतात. Like even though it is being preserved, there are like markings on the walls, they are like engraved and all this like hearts and stupid shit. So I would just say that if you ever see someone doing that, then just call them out on that. Please don't do this. This is of historic importance. Try to preserve it and not do graffiti on the walls and all. Just don't encourage behavior because it is not cool. It is not cool. It is just very annoying when people do that. And seeing that on the walls, it really pisses me off because this thing has been here more than your entire family's existence, and you guys are destroying it. So if you ever see someone destroying, like violating public property or anything which is important, just call them out on it. You need to get your shit together. Don't do anything like that.
Nice. We should really do this thing. आणि मला असं वाटतं आर्किओलॉजी किंवा त्या संदर्भात जे कुठले विषय आहेत त्यांचा अवेअरनेस स्प्रेड करायला म्हणजे तुझ्या हिशोबाने असं कुठला एक मीडियम आहे ज्याच्याने अवेअरनेस सगळ्यात चांगल्या पद्धतीने किंवा जास्ती लोकांपर्यंत स्प्रेड केला जाऊ शकतो?
I mean, first the social media will come obviously. Actually, there is this page, Xavier's has a whole ancient Indian historic culture ka department. Xavier's has it.
Okay.
So they have an Instagram page for it. So they post stuff like this all the time on that.
Super.
Social media is a great platform to create awareness, you know. I think more people should be aware of all these discoveries that are happening in the world because it concerns all of us.
Agree. Okay, so that was it.